So today is a fun, exciting day. I'm so excited. Okay, Jana is going to tell you the surprise for today. What are we doing today, sweetheart?
We're going to get some tiny chickens.
That's right. We're getting new baby chickens today. So I figured since we're going to get chickens, I could do this video about the different chicken breeds so you can learn about them and what they're about and stuff. So we have Buff Orpington, and they are the sweetest, most gentle, docile birds. Come here, sweetheart. Hold my hand, baby girl. And they're just so great with kids. They're awesome. So if you're looking for a great breed for your children or family farm or homestead, they're so wonderful, and they're great egg layers. All the chickens that we're getting today are typically very docile and calm temperament, because you know we have kids and we'll have other kids and children on our homestead too, so I want to make sure we have good ones. And the Dominique, so here we go. This place is awesome. Buckley's Homestead Supplies. If you're ever in Colorado Springs, come to a local homestead shop, and they have classes here and everything.
I'll grab one.
Here's the Orpington.
Come here, buddy.
Together on. Nice.
Nope, don't jump.
Oh, can you see her? I see her over here. Hi. Oh, that's little Orpington. You want to see her, Jana? Nice. And then we're going to get 5 Delawares. So we got our new girls. And little Jules holding them in the box. And then they got some free honey sticks, which they love. It's a wonderful treat. So we already have, since we started our chicks already before, we still have a lot of our supplies from the other years. So when you're starting out with your chicks, you want to get some kind of like, we just use a big giant Tupperware box. I mean, like big, that enough where you can put like Christmas not presents, Christmas supplies in it. So we get a big Tupperware container, and then just, oh, we forgot the wood chips. So yeah, so you need your wood chips, because you have to change that out every day, because the little chickens get very messy, pooping everywhere, including the food, including the water. They just like poop all over the place.
They poop
So
wherever they feel like it.
Wherever they feel like it. So yeah, so we have to make sure to get a lot of wood chips, and the particular wood chips that we use right now are, he's the one who always remembers.
What? Premium pine shavings.
Premium pine. See, I told you, he's the one who always remembers. What would I do with my right hand? Premium pine shavings. Yeah, and then for the baby chicks, because they have to stay warm, I don't even warm, they gotta stay hot. So you have to get a thermometer to make sure you're not overheating the chicks and you're not freezing them. And we have a thermometer at home, so when you get back, I can show you the thermometer, and it's really cool because it's a chicken thermometer, so it actually will say, or actually, I don't even think that one's a chicken one. I think that's
No, it's the chick thermometer, and it has it'll have little markings, so it'll say the temperature, like for example, it'll say like 75 or 80, and then it'll say like first week, and then because the older they get, the colder they're able to be kept. So it's like first week is like 80, then second week is like 75, then so on and so forth, and it has the markings on there, so you're not like, oh, what was it, So that one's a pretty good thermometer. Yeah, wherever you go, ask them where they get their chickens from, and then you could even do your due diligence and research the hatchery where your chickens come, where they're coming from, because just because you're getting it from a store, who in the store they're taking care of their chickens, you also want to make sure that the hatchery that you're getting them from are taking really good care of their chickens, because that's where you're getting it from. Okay, everybody, so I wanted to just show you a few things about how to set up your little baby chicken setup. So, you want to get baby chicks, you see the baby chicks in the store, or of some other person who is breeding chickens, and you want to get chicks. What do you do? What does it look like? So here is the bin that I was talking to you about earlier. And then just put some wood chip. I use premium pine shavings. Put wood chips in the bottom. Pine shavings in the bottom. You see that? And most importantly is a heat bulb. So this is a lamp, and that has heat. It's a heat bulb inside there because they need to be hot. And a thermometer, so you know how hot your chickens are. And I got this really cool thermometer when we first started doing our little baby chicks. And because this
called Producer's Pride. This one actually has the ages of the chicken marked on the side. I don't know if you can see that. Have the ages of chickens marked on the side, so that way you don't have to, you don't have to like calculate like, oh, what am I supposed to do again? I forget, like, how many degrees do I go down each week? So these chickens are about 2 days old. So it says on here, first week, 95 degrees, and it has the mark right there. So that way you can easily just pick up your thermometer and look and see what the temperature is. I connect the heat lamp on the side of the bin with a clamp. Here, let me put, and then let me show you the thermometer first before I continue. So what I do, like, I put my hand and I see put my hand like to the heat lamp, kind of where the main heat source is going to, and I put my thermometer there, and then I keep it there, so that way I can get an idea of the direction that the heat is aiming towards, what temperature is in that spot. And then you'll even see a lot of the chickens will start to kind of congregate where it's warm. And you also want to make sure inside your bin that you have some sections of your bin that do not get the heat lamp on it. So that way they do have refuge to go to if they do need to cool off for some reason. Say if it does get too hot inside the bin, they're down here. We have our wood burning fire stove here too. So if it gets hot in the room, and if it gets too hot, you want them to be able to have some kind of place to refuge if it does get too hot for them. So that way they can cool their body temperature off. And then I also like to put the food and the water outside away from the heat lamp. Always monitor your kids with baby animals, because they don't know, I mean, they do what they think is best, but so a lot of times the things that they do best may not be the best things for the baby animals. So always monitor children around baby animals, especially because they can get hurt very easily. And of course, always around adult animals as well, if they haven't been used to being around kids, especially. Of course, the feeder. So for the baby chickens, I like to use this kind of feeder. I don't know if you can see it. I like to use this type of feeder because the chickens like to step all over their food and they like to poop all over their food. So I find that this helps to kind of keep them off of their food a little bit better, helps them to get their food a little easier, and keeps things a little bit cleaner in there. So when they're little like this is just what I prefer. So I had this from last year that it's already cleaned out. So this is all ready and set up to put our food. We got our certified organic baby chicken starter. So the feed that you want is, it's Easy Feed Organic Chick Starter. So you just look for any kind of chick starter. I like to feed my chickens organic food, whether it's certified organic or even if stuff that is just a lot more natural, and it says that it's not medicated, because I do not medicate my animals, because whatever my chickens get, then that's what I'm going to get inside the food that they produce for us. So I don't want all the medication, all that crap going inside my food, so I do not do that with them. But some people like to give their chickens medicated feed. If that's what you prefer, then you can just look for the feed that says that it's medicated. So for people like me who prefer to have as organic and as natural as possible, I get the feed that is not medicated, organic, nice and healthy, because all the scraps that they get from us too is all organic scraps as well, because that's what we eat in our house. So they're just getting healthy, wonderful stuff. But the water for the chickens, and even as your chickens get older, they can use different electrolytes also here. So I'm going to just open this pack. What I'm looking at is this, so you can see. But a lot of feed stores and places where you get your chickens will give you like a little starter of their electrolytes. And that's what this is. So use 1/3 of a teaspoon per gallon of water. And this just helps them give that great start with all of their electrolytes and stuff. So that is it. That is what you need to start with your chickens. And then, every single day, and then as they start getting bigger, you're going to need to come check your chickens several times a day because they just get all inside their food and all inside the water. They might even be sitting in it and start pooping in it. So you have to make sure to clean out their water bin and their food bin of any fecal matter, and scrub out their water every day to give them fresh water and the fresh teaspoon of the electrolytes. Same thing inside of the bin. If they spill some water and the wood chips happen to get wet, then you want to clean all of that wet wood chips out, because you don't want any kind of mold to start growing or any kind of bacteria growing inside the wet, because you have a heat lamp here, so it's going to be not only wet, but it's going to be wet and very hot. So everybody knows that a great breeding ground for bacteria is something that's dark, hot, and moist. So we want to eliminate any kind of potential breeding ground for bacteria. So you always keep your bin nice and clean by coming and checking on your birds at least twice a day, minimally. More, especially the chickens. We come, like I said, we're down like almost like every hour because we're playing with them, because we want them to be used to holding us and being held by people, and the dog, we train her, so we're constantly holding them. So, and then and they're babies, they want to be held and all that, snuggle. They don't have their mommy, so give them that love and that attention and everything. So it's wonderful. It's great for us, nice animal therapy, and it's wonderful for them to get that nice bond, and they know that they're cared for and they're loved, and then all that just fosters healthy adult chickens, which in turn produces healthy, wonderful tasting eggs. I can tell you this, that 11 chickens in a 50-gallon tub is not going to last as they get bigger. So I already have 2 other bins from the other times when we had chicks. So as they get bigger, and you could see it, that nobody likes to be crowded up on each other. So I'm sure I'm gonna have to split these up into about 3 or 4 bins about the same size, to give you an example. And then as they get bigger as well, they start flying. So, but when they get much bigger, then they start flying, and they'll just fly right out of the bin. So at that point, we have this wire, got chicken wire, and this is from our other uses, so we just keep reusing it. And that's the wonderful thing about having chickens, is that don't throw away all of your items and your stuff, because they're all reusable. You keep using it every year that you get new chickens. So we have our chicken wire, you can see it here, and we cover it over on the bin and just fold it on, there's a nice lip on the top of the bin. We fold it over the lip on the bin, so that way they can't get out. They can't fly out when they start, able to fly. And leave a comment below letting me know your favorite chicken breed and what purpose that you have those chickens for, whether it's for meat or for eggs, or if you show them at like a 4-H competition, things like that. I would love to hear about that. Let's share and connect, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.